Hi everyone, welcome back to the US CPA classes for financial accounting and reporting. In this particular video, I'll be walking you through in detail about contingencies and commitment, which include contingencies, warranties, commitments, and guarantees. So let's dive into to understand more in detail about contingencies and commitment as per US GAAP.
So in that, we'll be covering the complete overview of derivative and hedge accounting. Then what all transactions are called hedge transaction and what all disclosures are being required for derivative and hedge. So these two are the main topic which we are planning to cover today. And then tomorrow we'll be covering this foreign currency transaction and translation, and we'll see like one more topic. If possible, we can cover tomorrow. So let me take you to the notes directly. Right. So starting with the contingency and commitment. So in the topic of contingency and commitment, there are 4 subtopics which is contained in it. First one is contingency. You know what is contingencies are? Any idea? Ashish, Prashant.
So
Yeah, Akash.
basically, it means that not sure that a future event will happen or not. It is dependent upon some future like case laws, like some cases pending in a court. We don't know what the outcome will be. It is still doubtful. So that is contingent loss that we may have to pay the penalties. That is called contingent loss.
Anyone else would like to add? Santrupti, Prashant, Kashish, or Akash, any idea what is contingent assets?
Sir, contingent assets, I remember, I don't remember, sir.
I remember, I do not remember. It's a fun.
Striking something, but words नहीं मिल रहे put करने को.
Prashant, Santrupti, any idea?
Contingency is like if there is something, a condition is there, like, and maybe let me tell you, in risk management, like we keep certain contingencies. If something expected or unexpected happen, to mitigate that, we need certain amount. So that is called as contingencies. So in finance term, maybe like if we are maybe we are expecting some losses, let's say like any legal suit is against the company and it's high probability that it will happen. Maybe we can book it in our books, certain amount for that contingency.
Yeah.
So sir, I think contingent asset would be, if I take that case example only, if the company is expecting, if the company has filed a patent lawsuit against someone and they expect it to win, that would be called as contingent asset because they are expecting some money to be realized, but that can't be recognized in the financials. It can only be shown in notes that the company is expecting there is a contingent asset. And the probability to win the case, that's why. So that's contingent asset.
Yeah, no, more or less both of you are like very right. Like wherever there is an uncertainty involved of future gain or loss, so that uncertainty may result into contingent asset or it may result into contingent liability. How to do the treatment of those contingent assets and contingent liability, that we'll be discussing in detail. Second is warranties. Any idea what is warranty? I'm sure you all may have some or the other thing in your household which is covered under the warranty. Right. What all equipments or assets you have under warranty?
Sir, electronics majorly.
Like
phones.
Phones.
Your mobile, your computers, your
Air
air
conditioner.
conditioner, your car, your scooter, your
Right.
two-wheeler, right, refrigerator. They all generally why you purchase from the company, because you get the warranty, right? Why you not go to any local shop or any assembler and buy these assets? Because these assets are generally, like heavy, or you can say costly or expensive items, and they have like generally more durability, right? That's the reason you are being more inclined toward purchasing from the established brand rather than taking from like Chandni Chowk or any such market, right? Yes or no?
Right, sir. Right.
Yes, sir.
So now look at from the company perspective. For example, you are a car manufacturing company. Let's assume you are Tata, or maybe you are Ford or Hyundai, right? So you manufacture a car and people purchase the car because you provide 1 year of warranty, right? And what is that 1 year of warranty? If any major breakdown happen, you will replace the car, or if any small problem do happen, you will replace that respective part, right? That's a warranty you provide. Yes or no? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So when you're providing that warranty at that point of time, you might be estimating that certain percentage or maybe certain items may come back, for which you need to do the repair, maintenance, or replacement, right?
Correct. Correct.
So for that, you need to make a certain provision for warranty, right? And that is all coming in the warranties. We'll be discussing more in detail, but high level, more or less, this is what the warranty is all about,
Okay.
right? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Any example or any experience you have in dealing with warranties, either from customer perspective or from the company perspective?
कस्टमर पर्सपेक्टिव से तो सर बहुत है, बहुतों की
बहुत है सर.
What? What all?
सर स्पीकर्स, बोस के स्पीकर्स मेरे 2 खराब हो चुके, वारंटी में रिप्लेस कराए हैं उनको. बट रिसेंटली आई गॉट टू नो that chimneys have lifetime warranty.
So you're trying to diffuse them?
I was also surprised how can they give lifetime warranty, right? मतलब और उसकी फिर और कमाल की बात है, now that we are CA and ये सब चीजें पढ़ रहे हैं, तो I was thinking इसकी अकाउंटिंग कैसे करते होंगे वो, लाइफ टाइम वारंटी की कैसे प्रोविजनिंग करते हैं? मतलब वो तो इट वुड बी लाइक कि सारी चिमनी जो बेचेंगे इट वुड बी 100% एस्टिमेट होगा कि खराब होगी कभी ना कभी तो कोई चीज. वो एक डाउट है सर, वो आपको बताना पड़ेगा.
Lifetime, they might be assessing the life 3 years, 5 years. You need to understand, let it star. What is the life?
वो एस्ट्रिक होगा कहीं पे वो पड़.
So what is the life? If the life is 1 year, it's a 1 year warranty. If the life is 3 years, then it's a 3 year warranty.
राइट. ओके.
Right.
हाँ, वो हमारी लाइफ नहीं है, वो चिमनी की लाइफ.
Yes, yes, yes. Normally when you purchase an electronic item, the standard, if you do like for any company accounting, if you're doing, so you also consider like life of the assets and accordingly you depreciate. Right? Normally for electronic item, 3 year to 5 year is the life. So they just make smart people fool.
यही हो गया सर.
हाँ?
यही हुआ है, ये सन फ्लेम पर देख के खरीदने.
यही होता है, तुम्हारे साथ नहीं हुआ, बहुतों के साथ हो रहा है. Don't feel bad. Next one is commitment. There's a movie of Salman Khan. एक बार कमिटमेंट कर दिया तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता. So if you have done commitment, then there may be a result of certain obligations on you, right? So you need to understand what all commitments are considered to be general commitment and certain conditional commitment are, you can say, unconditional purchase obligation. That means you have to buy it. So if you have to buy it, you need to record it, right? Last one is guarantees. Any idea what is guarantee?
Guarantees are basically if I am providing a loan to someone, and let's suppose I'm providing loan to X, and Y guarantees me that in case X does not pay, I will bear the cost and I will pay you the loan, pay you back. So now Y will show in his books of accounts that he has provided a guarantee. It would come in the notes. Not a liability, but again, it is type of contingency, but yes, it is different from contingency in this way.
Yeah, very true. Santrupti, Prashant, Kashish, you guys would like to share any experience or anything you would like to add? What Akash said?
Yeah, it is like they are giving assurance if something goes wrong, we will do some remedial action against it. Maybe like up to the replacement of that particular good.
Any experience you had, like someone has given you guarantee, or you might have given guarantee, or you might have audited or accounted something like this?
गारंटी तो अभी तक तो वायलेट नहीं की है जिसको दी है.
But to whom you have given?
वाइफ को दी है सर.
Very true, very true. You can't you can't you can't miss on it for sure. Cool. Anyone else would have any experience or idea what guarantee is? Kashish, Santrupti, okay, why you guys are not sharing anything today?
Maybe we are just listening.
I think no one is playing violin. Cool. Okay, so let's jump into one by one for more details. So like before the launch, we are targeting to cover this contingencies and commitment. So which include contingencies, warranties, commitment include general commitment and unconditional purchase obligation. And lastly, we'll be covering guarantees. So contingencies. A contingency is an existing condition or situation or set of circumstances that involve uncertainty as to possible gain or loss to the enterprise that will ultimately be resolved when one or more future event will occur or fail to occur. So what is contingency? That means the conditions are already exist. For example, you have done something wrong and someone has done the law case on you. That law case is already exist, which either you have filed on someone else or someone else has filed on you, right? So in that case of scenario, but at this point of time, you do not know what will be the outcome, right? So it can be in your favor or it cannot be in your favor. So that is called contingency when the situations are already exist or the circumstances are already exist, but there is an uncertainty about the possible gain or loss in future, right? And that will be ultimately going to get resolved when one or more future events will occur or fail to occur. That means that event, the law matter will get resolved, right? Or the law matter may go against you. Then only that uncertainty will get resolved, and accordingly you will be booking either the gain or the loss. That is called contingencies. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No,
Please.
sir, clear, Abhinav.
Okay, so now let's understand few examples in addition to like lawsuit, which is a very common example. So there may be possibility like the collectability of receivable. Right, for that you make like sometime provision for doubtful debt, or sometime it is contingent whether you will be able to collect the 100% money or not, right? Then you will be applying the ASC 450, which is contingencies and commitment. Right, the second example is risk of loss due to damage of enterprise property on account of fire, explosion, or any other hazard. right? So how much money you'll be recovering from the insurance company. So even though you have covered, you have taken best of best insurance, but there are still be a contingency like how much money you're actually going to get received, right? Set of expiration of asset, or maybe pending or certain litigation, pending investigation, impact on account of expected change in government policy. That is also being there. Like, like for example, recently in India, I've seen like these 2000 notes are going to get banned again, right? What will be impact if you are in a real estate business, right? So those all things will be a contingency, right? And there are like a lot of industry which run on a cash basis. So what will be the impact of this currency closure or change of currency to those industries, right? Especially like banking industry, there would be like again some frauds and scams could be possible. Those all are contingencies, right? So these are certain examples of contingency. Now let's understand what all disclosures are being required and what all accounting you need to make and when the respective accounting need to be made. The first one is accounting and disclosure of loss contingency required and assessment of probability. So when you need to disclose or when you need to book any loss, so there would be a probability assessment that first you need to make. That means you will be booking the losses or potential expenses as a like rule of conservatism. But again, that you need to evaluate how much is the probability of incurring that actual loss, or how much is the, you can say, possibility that you may lose that particular lawsuit. So is it, like very remote? Is it reasonably possible, or is it probable? So what is probable? Probable is basically when you are expecting that you will be losing this particular lawsuit, and that probability is more than 50% that you'll be going to lose. That is called probable, right? And reasonable possible is when it is in a range of 20 to 50%. So if the probability is more than 50% that you'll be losing, then it is called probable. When the probability is in a range of 20 to 50%, it is called reasonably possible. And when it is below 20%, it is called remote. Make sense? What is 0 to 20%?
Below
Remote.
Remote. What is 20 to 50%?
Reasonably possible.
What is more than 50%?
Probable.
Probable, right? Probable, reasonably possible, and remote. This is called PRR in short form. Probable, reasonably possible, and remote. In short, we call it PRR, right? So when the probability is more than 50% that you may end up incurring certain expense or maybe incurring the losses on account of any lawsuit or any such situation, in that kind of scenario, you are required to book the accruals. So future event is likely, level of probability is more than 50%, then you need to do the accrual. Accrual if reasonably estimatable. If not reasonably estimatable, then you can disclose only. For example, that you have a refinery in, let's say, Ukraine. And now we all know that Ukraine and Russia is under a war zone. There is a possibility that Ukraine may win and you will get the operation back of your refinery. But there may be probability that Ukraine may not win and you will not get the access to that refinery, right? So in that case of scenario, how do you estimate the loss and book? So upfront, it seems like more than 50% chances that Ukraine may not win, right? Just an estimation, best estimation of management. Yes, no, are you agree with it?
agreed.
Yes, sir. उसमें तो probably नहीं आ जाएगा.
So in that case of scenario, you have to book the loss, right? But how much loss you will be booking? Will you be booking 100% of the refinery amount? Or you are expecting that even though Russia may win, you will invest some amount and you do the licensing with Russia and can get back to the operation?
Sir, 100%, sir.
100%?
Right.
Right? So that in that case of scenario, you'll be booking 100% upfront, right? Later on, if you get any recovery, then it will be recovery of the losses which you have booked. That you can book as an income. But initially, you'll be booking is 100% loss. But second important thing over here, when you cannot estimate the loss, then how will you make the provision?
Sir, अगर losses estimate नहीं कर सकते, then can we make provision on the basis of the book value? कि जितनी book value है उतना provision, or the loss of income, if that's the case?
No. For example, if any, let's say, you have built a toy. Let's say you have built a robotic, right? You have built a robot who has certain good features, and that robot technology is already been, let's say, patented by someone in Japan. Now the Japan company has filed you the IPR case. In that case, how will you estimate the loss? There may be a possibility you can estimate. There may be a possibility you are not in a position to estimate. Right?
Right.
Yes.
So when you are in a position to estimate, and the probability is more than 50%, that means you are going to lose more than 50% chances of that. Then you will be booking the provision. But if you cannot estimate the amount of loss, then how can you book the accrual? Right? You won't be in a position to book the accrual. But at the same time, it is mandatory for you to disclose. This is what it means. If not reasonably estimatable, then you need to disclose. Make sense?
सर वो डिस्क्लोज जब करेंगे तो वो किस अमाउंट के बेसिस पे होगा?
Now you'll be disclosing that this is the lawsuit or this is a situation where company is expecting loss.
Okay.
You need to disclose the respective case or respective situation to the user of financial statement. Why you make financial statement? For the user of financial statement, right?
Yes, sir.
So the user of financial statement should be aware of the situation, that probable loss in future,
Got it.
for which you do not have estimatable amount currently. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
And second is, note over here is lower amount in range of absence of absolute amount. So if you can estimate the loss, let's say 1 million to 2 million, but you do not know what will be the exact loss possible, or you are not in a position to estimate the single amount. So in that case of scenario, the accounting standard says you will book the minimum loss and give the disclosure of the range. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Santrupti, Avneet?
Yes, sir.
Right? So three things you need to keep in mind here. When the probability is more than 50% that you are losing the particular situation or particular case, first, you need to second thing evaluate. First, you need to evaluate whether the loss is estimatable or not. If the loss is estimatable, then second thing you need to evaluate whether you can estimate the appropriate amount, or you are in a position to estimate a range. If you are in a position to estimate a range, in that case of scenario, lower of the range, you need to book the accrual, and the range detail you need to add into the disclosure part. If you can estimate the appropriate amount, then only accrual is required. If you are not in a position to estimate, in that case of scenario, only disclosure is required. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Can I write in some Excel sheet or something? Or better clarification? 1 second. Let me the Excel sheet. So this is our workbook. So there is accrual requirements. So there would be first scenario where you can estimate. You can estimate the appropriate amount. Then you will do the accrual. Right? If you estimate range, if you cannot estimate but not appropriate amount, in that case of scenario, what you will be doing?
Lower amount.
Close the range, right? Third scenario is not able to estimate. In that case of scenario, disclose the figure. Make sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right, Kashish, Santrupti, Amit,
Yes, sir.
right? So there may be 3 scenarios and these are the outcomes.
सर ये जो लिखा है ये नोट्स में डाल दो.
ठीक है?
ठीक है सर.
Right. Right? And disclosure requirement is nature of accrual and amount of accrual. So far, so good. About this probable side? Kashish? Okay. So
Yes,
now
sir.
next one is reasonable possible. What is reasonable possible? When the probability is 20 to
50%.
50%. So when probability that you may be losing is 20 to 50%, chances of future event occurring is more than remote but less than likely. Right? In that case of scenario, no accrual is required, but you need to give a disclosure of the nature of contingency and estimated loss or range of loss. Right?
Right, sir.
Santrupti, Avneet. So what all things you need to disclose? Nature of contingency and estimated loss or range of loss. Third one is when the chances are less than 20%. So chances of future event occurring is very low, is called remote. In that case of scenario, you are neither required to accrue or nor required to disclose because it's not material for you. Except that guarantee normally with the right to proceed against an outside party must be disclosed. There is a small exception which is a guarantee, but other than that, nothing is required to be disclosed. So there are three scenarios, three probability. 0 to 20%, you have to do nothing, literally nothing, right? If the probability is 20 to 50%, in that case of scenario, you'll be giving the disclosure of the facts and the estimated amount or the range of amount. Most complex thing is probable, because in probable, you need to estimate the amount, and the amount which you are estimating that you need to book, right? And if you are not in a position to estimate, then you need to disclose why you are not in a position to estimate, or if you can estimate a range, then in that case of scenario, lower of the range you will book, but the complete range you need to disclose. And disclosure would be nature of accrual and the amount of accrual both. Right? Any doubt so far on contingencies? So far, so good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Losses that occur or are expected to have occurred after the balance sheet date may require disclose to keep the financial statement free from being misleading. Why you need to disclose all this contingency into your financial statement? So that financial statement will give true and fair view of the financial position of the company, and it should not be misleading, right? When an event is probable, however, management can only best estimate the range of possible loss, accrue the minimum amount of range, and disclose the estimated range of the potential losses. So this may be some or the other way is an explanation to this, right? The next one is gain contingency. If you are expecting gain in future, but you are not confident, as you need to apply the conservatism approach, and you will not be booking the gain unless and until it is realized. However, if you want to make the disclosure, you can make the disclosure, right? In case of contingency gain, what is contingency gain? That means you have the probability of winning that particular matter. That means if you have filed a lawsuit on someone else and you are expecting that more than 60% chances that you will win that case. So in that case of scenario, you can disclose about the lawsuit and the expected amount, but you cannot book until you recover the amount or you realize them. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Losses need to be booked, but the gains need to be disclosed only. Right? Any doubt on contingencies before we jump into some practice? So we are done with 4.3.1, which is contingencies. So let's do some question answer. First question is, the management can estimate the amount of loss that will occur in foreign government expiration some company's asset. The expiration is reasonably possible. A loss contingency should be what? Disclosed but not accrued as a liability, disclosed and accrued as a liability, accrue as a liability but not disclosed, neither accrue as a liability nor disclosed. So what is the call of the question? The management can estimate. That means it is estimatable, the amount of loss that will occur in foreign government expiration of some company asset. If expiration is reasonably possible fall under which category?
20 to 50%.
20 to 50.
20 to 50%, right? Then a loss contingency should be accrue or disclose.
Sir, disclosed only.
Sir, disclose ही होगी sir.
Disclosed.
Accrued में तो sir more than 50% हो जाता है.
Right.
Yeah. So 20 to 50% is reasonably possible, right? In that case of scenario, will be disclosing only but not accruing. So disclose but not accrue the liability is a right option. Make sense?
Yes sir.
Second option here is disclose and accrue as liability. As it is less than 50%, so no accrual is required. That's the reason second option is incorrect.
Yes sir.
Right. Third option is accrued as a liability but not disclosed. That is also incorrect for same reason. Neither accrue as a liability nor disclose. That will be in the case of a remote. But here it is given that reasonably possible, not remote. Hence, fourth option is also incorrect. Make sense?
Yes sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Next question. One second. Yeah. Next question. Henry has the following contingency. This question is incomplete. Okay, so maybe like we'll do this question after break. I need to add certain facts into this question. We'll do this question after the break. Okay, so next topic is warranty. So far we have covered 4.3.1, which is contingencies. Now we are jumping into the 4.3.2, which is warranties. So what is warranty? We have discussed. What is warranty? We have just discussed. You have so many.
Like sir, warranty of a particular item.
Yeah, दुखती नस पे हाथ मत रखो. Someone may feel pain.
मैंने इतना अच्छा एग्जांपल दिया, कोई भूलेगा ही नहीं कोई.
Lifetime warranty. And what is the life? Just 1 year, sir. Yeah. He's so happy when he purchased lifetime warranty. Santrapti, Kashish. So Akash was very happy. I brought a chimney for my mom, which has lifetime warranty. But I missed to check what is the life. Kamal करते हो पांडे जी. Right. Okay. So warranties are payable. Records the estimate amount that company will pay to spend their repair and replacement of product during the warranty period. And the liability is recorded at the time of sale. That is like application of matching concept. You know what is matching concept?
Sir, matching concept basically ये कहता है कि अगर कोई if you are recording an income, then expense matching to that income should also be recorded.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So here, when you are selling, for example, you are a Samsung and you are selling refrigerators, and refrigerator, let's say, has two type of warranty. One is, let's say, 1 year warranty for the entire refrigerator, and let's say 5-year warranty for the compressor, right? So in that case of scenario, when you're selling it, so there may be a possibility that some people may come within 12 months and ask for the repair of any item, or some people may come in 3-year or 4-year or 5-year time span for the warranty claim of the compressor. And there may be possibility that most of the people will not come because our product is so good. In that case of scenario, you will be identifying two things. One is the issues relating to compressor. Second is issues relating to other than compressor. Other than compressor is, let's say, 12-month warranty, right? In that case of scenario, you will see, like, for example, if I say I sold in a year 1 million refrigerator, let's say, across the globe. And out of 1 million, I am getting around 10,000, you can say, the warranty claims within 12 months for other than compressor. And I'm getting, let's say, 20,000 claims within 1 year to 4 year for the compressor, right? And this is your historical trend. Based on that, in current year, let's say you sold 20 million refrigerator, and let's assume each refrigerator is of $1,000. That means around $2 billion of refrigerator you have sold, right? In that case of scenario, how much warranty you will be booking? Are you getting my point? Or let's do a math. Then it will be easy for you. For example, you are which company? Samsung,
Yes, sir.
and you are in Silo, the refrigerators, right? So let's assume in year 2021, say 2021, and let's say this is 2022. This Samsung refrigerator you have sold, and here also, let's say you have two things, amount and quantity. Here also we have amount and quantity. Are you guys able to see?
Yes.
So let's assume in year 1, the sales you have made, or let's say 50,000 units, and each sales would be, let's say, $1,000. Same way in year 2, let's say you sold around 60,000 unit for this much amount, right? And then in the previous year, warranty for compressors other than compressors. Let's say you got 500 unit of compressor, and let's say you got 1,000 unit for non-compressor, and here let's say you got 400 compressor and 1,200 non-compressor. And for compressor, you end up this multiply by 100, and for other than this, you end up incurring $50, or you can say $60. let's say this is the warranty cost you have income, right? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here, like how do we calculate like percentage? Compressor divided by total cell as a percentage. 0.10%. And then you have incurred 60,000 divided by this. And this is again a percentage. Right? Let's say in 2021, this was the percentage, and 2022, this is the percentage of claim, actual claim which have came. Then how do you make the provision for the warranty for financial year 2022? How do you make the provision for warranty for financial year 2022? Any idea? Hello?
So we will take some percentage of it.
So based on this fact, you will understand like this compressor percentage is decreasing because you have fixed this. You have improved the quality and you have fixed this. But other than compressor, it's around 0.12%, very much consistent. Right? Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That means what you have observed, that compressor quality you have increased. So you are getting less and less issues in compressor, right? Whereas other than compressor, you have maintained a quality and it's very much consistent at 0.12%. So now you need to see like this 12% is applicable for the current year sales, because from this only, like because warranty for other than compressor is 1 year.
1 year, right?
Right. So this 72,000 will come for other than compressor, and this 0.07% would be for the compressors for the period of 5 years. Let's say, like for example, in earlier year, you have cumulative sale of, let's say, 150,123,123. So this is, let's say, sale of FY 2019, 18 to 20. This is, let's assume, your cumulative sales. Right? So this 0.07% can come from any of these 5-year sales. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Multiply by 0.07%. Right? So this should be your total provision. Right? Are you guys with me?
सर ये थोड़ा सा ये कंफ्यूजन हो गई 18-19 की सेल्स की अमाउंट क्यों ली है?
Because this we are expecting 0.07% from every year, and this warranty is for 5 years, compressor warranty.
Sure.
So from last 5 years, whatever the sales you have made, on that 0.07% would be the estimated provision, right? And now let's assume in earlier year you have like opening provision. Let's say you already have 195,000, right? And then you have current year expense. How much is current year expense? Right? No, this is, let's say, current year payments. This is current year payments. So what is your current year expense which go to the P&L and closing balance? Closing balance, you know, 2,54,000. Right? So what is the current year expense? What is current year expense? Closing balance plus payment minus opening balance. Sorry. How much will it be?
Closing minus opening minus payments.
This minus opening minus payment. So
सर वो नेगेटिव है तो उसको शायद प्लस करना पड़ेगा ना पेमेंट्स वाले को.
like this. So this will be your current year expense which go to the income statement. And this will come to your balance sheet.
सर आप 5 ईयर का बोल रहे हो ना कि वारंटी, ये तो 4 साल ही हुए ना, बट 18 19 18 से 20 20 से 21 और 21 से 22.
नहीं, you are in US. Financial year 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
ओके, ठीक है यार मैं तब से इसी पे अटका हूँ. मैं कहा ये 4 साल ही दिख रहे हैं मेरे को, तो पहुंच के नहीं पा रहे हम उस पे 5 साल में.
यूएस कब पहुंचेंगे?
ठीक है डन.
बट सर इसमें एक चीज है कि ये जो आपने एस्टिमेट करा प्रोविजन, ये तो आपके पास 2022 तक का डेटा था. दैट्स व्हाई यू वर एबल टू एस्टिमेट फॉर 5 इयर्स. अब जो 18 कैलेंडर ईयर 18 में अगर कोई सेल हुई 2018 में, तब उसको हम आगे का फॉरवर्ड एस्टिमेट कैसे करेंगे? मतलब हमें तो पता है कि भाई 2018 में हमने 5,000 यूनिट्स बेचे एंड उस पे वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग 0.07 या जितना भी वो परसेंट है इतना होता है.
Yes.
But वो तो हाँ.
No, very good question. There we take industry practice. So for example, like you might be developing the refrigerator first time as a Samsung, but there might be a Whirlpool, right? There might be a GE, right? Who are already doing this. So it's being available in their financial statements. So generally they give 5-year data. Yeah.
Okay.
So industry practice can be adopted if industry practice is not there. For example, first time on the earth you are doing something. Let's say you have built something on like robotics. So for which you do not have, like other competitor, or you don't have any data, substantiated data, right? In that case of scenario, like management best estimate.
Okay. ठीक है सर. ये एक्सेल सेव कर दो प्लीज और नोट्स के साथ भेज देना. एक्सेल इसको, ताकि फॉर्मूलाज देख पाए.
और इसमें
ठीक है. So same thing, if you see, this is very important disclosure. The movement of warranty liability. So where you'll be showing opening balances, current year accruals minus current year claims, which we discuss here. So these are current year claims, payments oblique claims, right? And then if there is any adjustment on account of change in price, change in mix, or any other adjustment, then it will result into closing balance. Make sense? So this movement is very much important. If you remember, I've shared like the financial statement of General Motors with you. So if you go and see here, there is a disclosure for warranty, product warranty and related liability. Product warranty and related liability. Yeah. So yeah, here if you see the disclosure part of it, so it shows product warranty and related liability. This is what I was saying. If you see the warranty balance at the beginning, then warranty issued and assumed in a period, recall campaign, product warranty, payments which you have made, then adjustment if any, then effect of foreign currency because they have like a lot of international countries involved, then closing balance. So this is like a mandatory disclosure under ASC 450. Looks good?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Right here also, if you just take a look, in the 3 months ended December 2020, we record accrual of 1.1 billion, which represent our current estimate of expected loss of the complying with the recall related to Takata passenger side inflator and certain GMT 900 vehicle, which are full-size pickup truck and SUV. This accrual is reflected in warranties issued and assumed in a period. Recall campaign in the table below. Refer note number 16 for additional information of Takata. So there's specific issue with certain vehicle which they have disclosed in the note number 16. If you see note 16, commitment and contingency. So here they have disclosed all the matters related to commitment and contingency. So first one is like tax administrative matter. Second one is the ignition switch recall. So this comes under the warranty, right? And then they have disclosed the complete detail of the case, matter, and the movement. And then some Korea wage litigation, some Brazil tax claim, other litigations, right? This is what we are studying. This is the Takata matter. So Takata matter is like there are some brake issues in the car with the specific chassis of GMT 900 vehicle. So for that, like the approving authority is NHTSA has issued certain circular which has resulted into more warranty claims to them. Right? So this is how you need to disclose the warranties, guarantees, or you can say other contingencies and commitment. I'm not sure whether you have gone through this financial statement or not yet. Have you guys gone through this financial statement which I shared with you in very first class?
सर वो शुरू तो करता हूँ मैं हर बार बट वो खत्म नहीं हो पाती बस.
Just look at financial statement only. Don't go through all. Just look at like balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, statement of equity, and notes to accounts. You're not required to go through everything, right? So if you see here, in total, there would be a lot of things like business, risk factor, properties, legal. These all things are not required. But if you just look at this financial statement, like page number, let's say, yeah, from 51. Page number 51 to 98. Yes, I think that should be sufficient for you to gain a complete understanding. So if you're minus 50 out of 98, it's just 48 pages. So if you just go through like 10 pages each day, then in 9 pages each day, then in 5 days you'll be done.
Right.
But it will give you a grip, like what all things we are discussing, how practically it will be applied to the respective financial statement line item.
Yeah, sir. वो तो होता है. It helps, right?
You'll get a good grip, what we'll be discussing. Like every time I'm taking you through back to those financial statements so that you can correlate the theory with how it is being practically used. Next is the classification of warranty expenses. So if you see here, again, you see the classification of the warranty into current liability and non-current liability, both. Right? So that disclosure also being required. What is current liability? What is current liability?
Any payments, expected payments or outflow of any cash or assets, reduction in assets which is expected in less than 1 year, or the operating cycle of the company is called current liability. याद हो गया सर, ये बचपन से पढ़ रहे हो.
Yeah, very good. So less than 1 year or operating cycle, right? And after 1 year or after operating cycle is non-current.
Non-current.
Right, Santrupti, Avneet? Okay. So when you have accrual for warranty expense, what will be the journal entry? So here in our example, if we go back, like current year provision, or you can say accrual, 195,000. So what will be the journal entry for booking this expense? Expense account debit to warranty expense account debit to what you will be debiting and what you will be crediting for this.
Sir, एक बार repeat करना miss हो गया, please.
So what I'm saying, there is an expense, like you identify, you have $195,000 expense of warranty. What is the journal entry you will be making to book this expense?
Warranty debit.
Warranty expense account debit?
Yes, sir.
What will be the credit? What will be the credit?
वो तो ऐसे ही highlight कर. अच्छा. 1 second. PNL warranty expense तो खुद ही PNL account हो गया. To cash अगर outflow हो रहा है तो, या फिर जिसको पेमेंट करनी है उसको.
सर पहले प्रोविजन क्रिएट होगा, फिर जब पेमेंट होगी वो प्रोविजन से सेट ऑफ होगी.
Yes, very true. So creation of provision, what is the journal entry?
Warranty expense to provision then.
What provision?
Provision for warranty.
Provision for warranty, right? So this is like the journal entry, warranty expense account debit to estimated warranty liability or provision, right? Makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Right?
सर ये estimated warranty liability की जगह सर ये तो हम सर already जिसके नाम पे करेंगे वो नहीं होगा सर.
Whether you can say warranty provision, so that's nomenclature is completely on your discretion, but it should hit the liability.
Yes, वो तो सर liability तो रहेगी, but
So
हाँ,
nomenclature like you can define.
yes sir.
Santrupti, Avneet, Prashant, good. And when there is an actual claim and there is an outflow, so at that point of time for this claims, that means people have came and claimed the refrigerator issues like compressor issue or maybe any product or any item which is not working. In that case of scenario, will you be replacing the product, right? You'll be doing some repair. For repair, you might be incurring some wages or some inventory expenses. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So what will be the journal entry? What will be the journal entry?
Yeah, sorry.
You are releasing the provision. When you expense it off, or you can say when you make the payment, at that point of time, you are releasing the provision.
Yes
Yes
sir.
sir. Provision.
Right.
Provision.
तो provision account debit हो जाएगा to और जिस form में हम देंगे वो credit हो जाएगा.
Estimated
Yeah.
warranty liability.
So estimated warranty liability account debit that will release your provision, and credit will be inventory or wages payable. Make sense? You'll be giving product and your labor will be fixing that product. Right? Generally, warranty claim does not result into cash payment. Right? Are you agree to it?
Yes, sir. वो दूसरे item
Right.
से replace.
Yeah, you'll be giving some repairable product and you are utilizing your labor to fix that product, but you're not paying cash to them. So hence it will be to inventory and wages payable.
Yes sir, got it.
Or I would say to wages payable. Right? Okay, let's do a practice question. Tea company manufactures hot water heater system that carry 2-year warranty against the defect. Based on past experience, warranty costs are estimated 2.5% of the sales for the warranty period. During 2009, hot water heater system sale total $2.6 million and warranty cost of $31,300 were incurred. In its balance sheet of December 2009, T should report warranty liability of how much amount? Have you understood what is the call of the question? What is the call of the question?
Sir, the call is ki, how much total liability for warranty should be shown. It would be 65,000. That is 2.6 million into 2.5%.
2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 0.0025. So 65,000 you are saying.
अच्छा, that would be total. फिर इसको divide by 2 कर देंगे शायद. नहीं.
Why divide by 2?
क्योंकि वो 2 year की life है ना, तो 1 साल उसको 2 years में allocate करेंगे ना warranty को. उसका provision. So 65,000 divided by 2 होगा, तो per year warranty होगी. नहीं?
Understand question again. What it's saying, tea company manufacture hot water like geyser, right? And the geyser has a 2-year of warranty against the defect. Based on the past experience, warranty costs are estimated 2.5% of the sales for the warranty period, right? During the year 2009, the geyser system has totaled $2.6 million sale. $2.6 multiplied by 2.5%, that is $65,000 is the warranty, estimated warranty expense.
Right.
And the warranty cost of 31,300 were incurred. Out of the 65,000, 31,300 I have already incurred in current year. For example, you might have sold something in January, something in February, something in March, and you got the claim in like October, November, and December. You already got a claims of 31,300.
Right, sir. Got it.
So what will be the balance provision?
33,700.
33,700.
Huh? Santrupti, Avneet, Kashish. Got
सर
it?
ये 65,000 वाली फिगर कहाँ से आई?
So what is the total sale?
265 है सर.
Right? Sales is 2.5% warranty. Right?
Sales 265 है.
Sales is $2.6 million, no?
अच्छा हाँ ठीक है.
Right? So this multiply by 2.5%. Ouch. Right? 65,000 is the total warranty.
Yes sir.
Right? And how much claims received? How much claim already received? 31300. So what is the balance in the closing?
33,700.
Right? 33,700. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
So this 33,700 is correct answer. Right? Shall we take a break? Or shall I continue with commitment?
सर मैं तो कर सकता हूँ, बट मुझे लग रहा है बाकी लोग सो गए.
कशिश,
नहीं सर मैं अभी कर लूँगा.
कशिश
नहीं,
जगो.
कशिश मैं और आकाश जगे हुए हैं.
हाँ, संतृप्ति and Avneet are sleeping.
No, sir.
और सर आज बग्गा जी नहीं आए क्या?
हाँ, बग्गा जी सो रहे हैं.
कह रहे रोज रात को क्लास रखते थे.
फ्राइडे नाइट खराब कर रहे हो.
बग्गा जी आए नहीं आज.
ठीक है. So maybe let's continue with this commitment, and we have guarantees. So we have covered contingencies and warranty. Now we are jumping onto the third topic, which is commitment. So in the commitment, there are two types of commitment: general commitments and unconditional purchase obligation. So general commitment, like for example, unused letter of credit. You have taken a letter of credit from the bank, but given to the third party, and third party would be utilizing that letter of credit if if encashment is required, or if you're not paying the required amount to them. Otherwise, it is generally like unutilized or unused letter of credit. So that unused letter of credit, you just need to disclose. For that, no amount is required to be mentioned, right? Same way, like preferred stock dividend, current year leases payable, assets under pledge, security of loan, pension plans obligation. So these all are general commitments for which like amount is due upon, you can say, like upon non-compliance of certain matters or upon the passage of time. For example, you have lease, you have taken some property on a lease. So for that, like you have a commitments to pay, but you'll be paying only once you are utilizing that property. Same way, if you have given any asset on a security for a loan, so that asset will be forfeit by the bank or the financial institution only when there is any non-compliance in the payment, right? Those all called general commitment, and that should be disclosed in the notes to accounts only. So no accrual is required unless and until the respective or specific event do occur, which may result into accrual, right? Very simple. Second is unconditional purchase obligation. That means purchase commitment or purchase order which you have been issued. For example, you have given a minimum guarantee contract, or you have given an performance obligation confirmation to the vendor for sales or leaseback of any transaction. So in these commitment, there should be a disclosure, but not recorded until the event or actual obligation to have happen, like material has been supplied against the performance obligation. Characteristics of unconditional performance obligation. First one is it is non-conceiable, or it can be conceiable. Do you know what is conceiable? It's difficult English. I also miss some time, but
Sir, concealable matlab which could be matlab hidden somehow.
Sorry.
Concealable हो गया ना? Concealable is the word ना?
Capable of being concealed, hidden, keep secret.
Yes.
Difficult English. So it can be non-conceiable or can be conceivable. Second is on the occurrence of some remote contingency. So it will be effective upon occurrence of certain remote contingency with the permission of other party if the replacement agreement is signed between the same party. For example, like in US, if you say, if you have purchased a car and it's not functioning as the way it should be functioning, then there is a replacement clause in the agreement when you are purchasing the car. That means you can replace the car, right? On the payment of penalty in an amount such that constitutional of an agreement appear reasonably assured, or was negotiated as a part of agreeing financing for the facilitation that will provide a contracted goods or services, or for the costs related to those goods and services, or has any remaining term which is more than 1 year. So those all things would come under the unconditional purchase obligation. Thumb rule is very simple. If you have given any purchase obligation to someone without any condition, for that in future you are being liable to pay a certain amount, and in future as you are being liable to pay a certain amount, then you need to disclose that amount in the notes to accounts. What all disclosure are being required? First one is nature and terms of obligation. Second is amount as on the balance sheet date, and if determinable for each 5 succeeding financial year. So this is also important, like what is the amount you are expecting to go as an outflow of cash, right? That you need to disclose. And then in addition to that, what is the total amount, how it will be going to be an outflow in next 5 years, that also you need to disclose. For example, total outflow you are expecting $5 million. That may be $1 million each year for the next 5 years. So you need to disclose in next first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, total 1 million, and total will be $5 million is the expected outflow. Third one is nature of variable component of obligation. So if there is any variable component, what is variable component? Any idea? Ayush? Akash? Variable component we discussed in ASC 606 in detail. It's same. What is variable component? That may result into plus or minus adjustment into the main amount. So it can be your sorry.
इसके साथ नहीं रिलेट कर पाया, ये जो अनकंडीशनल परचेज ऑब्लिगेशन है उसमें कैसे वेरिएबल कंपोनेंट?
For example, if you have given a commitment that every year you will be purchasing 1000 quantity of particular item, right? Okay. And let's say like price are changing year over year. So quantity is fixed, but price is changing, so value is changing.
Okay.
It's a variable, right? Or maybe if you have given a commitment that every year I might be purchasing based on the cost price index.
Okay.
right? Or every year I'll be purchasing based on the stock market price, or
Right.
maybe international price index of any product or commodity.
Like oil
So
or
that can be like variable. Or for example, like you may have agreed, like first year you will get a 30% discount, second year 25%, third year 20%, fourth year 15%, so on and so forth,
Okay.
right?
Got it. Hmm.
Those can be like variable component. Fourth one is amount purchased under the obligation for each period for which income statement is presented. That means income statement you present for how many years?
3 years.
3 years. So you need to disclose for all 3 years, right? And where the amount of obligation is due more than 1 year. So it is always good to disclose the present value and disclose the rate at which you have discounted. But this is not mandatory requirement. So present value of unrecorded unconditional purchase obligation is encouraged but not required.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kashish? Akash?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So other long-term obligation disclosure. Same way, like 5-year, you need to give the disclosure for next 5 year, right? 5 year following the date of the latest balance sheet. What all things you need to mandatorily disclose? First is the combined aggregate amount of maturity. If there is any sinking fund or other general reserve requirement for all long-term borrowing, so you need to disclose that. And then the amount of redemption requirement for issue of capital stock at the redeem level. So if you are reducing, or if you are reducing your share capital, redeeming your share capital for the particular fund, then you need to disclose what all capital reduction you are expecting in next 5 years. So both of these disclosure is for next 5 years, right? So there's 2 questions for the practice. First one is Pyron signed a contract for buying a raw material to be executed the following year at a firm price of $5 million. The market price of the material dropped to $3 million in December 31st. What amount should Pyron record as an estimated liability on purchase commitment as of December 31st? What is the call of the question? What is the call of the question? Kashish? Akash?
तो पायरन कंपनी साइड ना कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 5 मिलियन का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करा था
Hmm.
उसमें का 3 मिलियन जो है मार्केट प्राइस उसका ड्रॉप हो गया ऑन 31st को
No, 3 million is the market price. So drop is
2 million
2 million. So what is the expected loss?
2 million ही होगा सर
2 million, right? So what amount should Pyron record? The expected loss you need to record upfront. That is a conservative approach,
yes sir
right? If the price has gone to 6 million, then you are not required to record anything. But as price has gone down, price has gone down, that is resulting into the loss.
सर
As
देन
it
अगर
is-
6 हो जाएगा तो वी विल कन्वर्ट इट इनटू एसेट ना हो तो
No. So you have committed for $5 million. That means you are
Okay.
going to pay $5 million. If the price goes $6 million, it will not be an asset for you. But if price goes $3 million, then in the item which you can purchase in open market at $3 million, but you have already given a commitment to pay the $5 million. That is the reason $2 million of loss you need to pay.
सर तो ये फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स की तरह नहीं हो गया
ये ऑप्शन परचेज सेल में जो होता था हम फिक्स कर लेते थे अपना बाइंग ऑप्शन इस प्राइस
फ्यूचर
No, option is different than this obligation.
नहीं
So
फ्यूचर
obligation
प्राइस
like-
फॉरवर्ड प्राइस
Sorry?
फ्यूचर प्राइस फॉरवर्ड प्राइस जो होता है जिसमें फिक्स प्राइस होता है कि
That
इतने
is a
पे-
hedging. That is a hedging.
Okay.
That we will be discussing in next class, the hedging instrument. But in hedging, you hedge by paying just the nominal charges.
Right.
Here, like for example, here you have given like Ayush has given a commitment that he will pay $5 million to Kashish for supply of, let's say, 50,000 metric ton of raw material. And that raw material price at the time of fixing this arrangement was, let's say, $6 million. And Ayush is happy I cracked the deal at $5 million. But 3 months later, the price of the raw material has gone down. Let's say crude oil price. So earlier, like crude oil price in the international market, let's assume, is $130 per barrel. Right? At that point of time, the Ayush has cracked the deal of $100 per barrel. And they have given an order of like 50,000 barrel. Right? And make a deal of $5 million with Kashish. But 3 months later in the international market, because of the Ukraine-Russia war and other issues, the price per barrel gone down to $50. Or let's assume $60. Right? Now the market price which you can purchase barrel is in $3 million, but you have already committed to the Kashish for $5 million. So here you need to pay extra, which is your loss.
Right.
That loss you need to book. But the other thing which you are saying is a hedging transaction. There you can hedge. There you can buy the hedge from the bank.
Right. Right.
And there you need to pay hedging fees to the bank.
और उसमें net में settlement होगी.
Yeah, net will get settled, right?
Oh.
So we'll be discussing that. That's a separate topic. Right? Got it? Why it is $2 million? You need to book the loss.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, next question of the day. The corporation enter into a purchase commitment to buy inventory. At the end of the accounting period, current market value of inventory was less than the fixed purchase price by material amount. Same situation. Which of the following accounting treatment is most appropriate? What they are saying? You have agreed for, let's say, $100 per barrel, and the price has gone down to $60 per barrel. So which of the following accounting treatment is most appropriate? First one is neither describe the purchase obligation nor recognize the loss on income statement or balance sheet. Is it correct or incorrect?
No, sir, ये तो हम करेंगे ना, recognize तो sir करेंगे.
So this is incorrect. Second is describe the nature of contract and estimate the amount of loss in notes to the financial statement, but do not recognize the loss. What it means, it says only disclose, but not accrue. Would it be right?
No, sir.
You have to accrue, right?
Yes, sir.
Third option is describe the nature of contract in the notes to financial statement, recognize a loss in the income statement, and recognize a reduction in inventory equal to the amount of loss. Will you be reducing the inventory? You don't have inventory. How can you reduce the inventory? Right? You have not purchased yet. Got it? Why third point is incorrect? Why third point is incorrect? Because third point, second half of the third point says recognize a reduction in inventory. So when it will be your inventory? When you actually purchase.
Purchase it, correct.
Right? As of now, you have not purchased it. So it's not part of your inventory. So you cannot reduce the cost of inventory. Make sense?
Yes. Got it.
Last one is describe the nature of contract in notes to financial statement. Recognize a loss in income statement and liability in accrued losses. Right? So that is a right answer.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No. No, sir.
No, sir, clear.
Okay, so jumping on to the last topic, guarantees, which is ASC 460.
460.
Right? The financial guarantee is a type of promise given by guarantor to take the responsibility for borrower in case of default in the payment to the lender or investor. Right? So what is financial guarantee? For example, Kashish need a loan from the bank of, let's say, $100,000. But Kashish do not have credit score or do not have sufficient income proof, right? So bank said, go and ask any of your friend, family or relative to be the guarantor. We are ready to pay you, but we want a guarantor. Then you met with your friend Ayush, and Ayush is earning good. And you said, Ayush, would you mind to be my guarantor? I'll take care of all the loan repayments on timely basis. But because bank is not allowing me based on my past financials or my proof of my income. So they are ready to give me like $10,000, but I need $100,000. Ayush says, it's okay, you are my good friend. I can be your guarantor. And then Ayush given the guarantee. In this case of scenario, this is a financial guarantee which Ayush has given to the bank for Kashish, right? So this financial guarantee is a type of promise given by the guarantor to take the responsibility of the borrower in case of default in payment. So that is called guarantee. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Guarantee can be retrospective, prospective, or specific guarantee. What is retrospective? It is a guarantee issued when debt was already outstanding. For example, Kashish has taken a loan of $100,000, right? And unfortunately, let's assume because of COVID situation, his company got bankrupt and they got layoff. Now, bank is on the head of Kashish. You need to repay me the entire loan or you need to give me a guarantor. Right? In that case of scenario, Kashish was already like in a difficult time because like company has gone down, right? He was also already in a like financial crunch, right? But at the same time, if bank come and sit on his head, it will be a very difficult position. So then Kashish go and met with his good friend Ayush, to whom he can blame anything and everything. And Ayush, a good friend, nice gentleman. He said, okay, Kashish, don't worry. I can be your guarantor, right? So in that case of scenario, you can be the guarantor retrospective, right? Okay. Second one, prospective, which we all know, like given a guarantee for future dates. And the last one is specific guarantee. For specific item, you are giving the guarantee. You are saying, like, I'll be the guarantor of the Kashish only and only for this specific matter, right? Also known as simple guarantee. It's a type that is used when dealing with a single transaction and therefore single date. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now coming to accounting and disclosure required for guarantee that have the following characteristics. First one is contract that contingently require the guarantor to make payment to the guaranteed party based on change in underlying that is related to an assets, liability, or equity security of the guaranteed party. For example, like let's say Mr. Shall I say Kashish or Ayush or Mr. X or Mr. Y?
ऐसे बोल लो सर, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
No, Mr. X. Let's keep it Mr. X. So now Mr. X, for example, he purchased a home, right? At that point of time, the value of the home was, let's say, $100,000. And that point of time, he has taken a loan of, let's say, $80,000 from bank. And now the situation arises maybe because of COVID or any financial crisis, that value of that property gone down to $50,000.
Okay.
Now the bank is saying we have given $80,000 to you. We need extra security. We need extra guarantee, right? Contract that are contingently require the guarantor to make payment. Either you may pay back $30,000, right? Or you may give like additional assets or additional people as a guarantor, right? Second one is underlying can be interest rate, index of price, security price, commodity price, FX rate, or another variable also. For example, like you have taken a working capital loan. So working capital loan, generally the security is inventory and account receivable for the working capital loan, right? And that inventory or account receivable may be linked to FX rate. For example, if you have customer from foreign country, so and you will be getting the amount in the respective foreign country. So there is an impact of FX rate or inventory, which is under the lien for the working capital loan, that also rates are being fluctuating. So those underlying assets you need to disclose, and what all fluctuations are possible there, that also you need to disclose. For example, letter of credit, guarantee of market price for common stock, guarantee of collections of the schedule's cash flow from individual financial assets held by special purpose entity, market value guarantee either for financial assets or for non-financial assets like inventory, which can be financial assets, customer database, which can be a non-financial assets, right? Those all things you need to disclose. You need, like what we are studying, what all disclosures you need to make, right? And for respective situation, respective disclosure is being required. So this is like, as of now, what we have studied, what is guarantee and what are the types of guarantee, what all accounting and disclosure is being required. Now, the next topic here is performance guarantee. Have you heard about this term before? Performance guarantee. Have you heard about this term before? Performance guarantee.
तो performance obligation
Kashish?
तो performance obligation
Ayush, you are saying something?
No, sir. मतलब सुना हुआ है, but I don't know कि कहाँ.
Call नहीं होगा कि what does it mean.
So there are two types of guarantee: performance guarantee and non-performance guarantee. The guarantee which you just given, like for example, let's say Ayush came to me and he said, "Shall I give loan to Kashish?" I said, "Yeah, don't worry, give it to Kashish. I know him from very long time. He never make any default in payment, and if for any reason if he default, like I'll help you." So here, is there any performance obligation on me? The answer is no. I have not given any written statement. I have not given any undertaking. But you consider like this is a non-performance guarantee that neither you need to disclose nor Kashish need to disclose anywhere, because it has no, you can say value, or you can say no obligation in the eyes of law.
Correct.
But on the other hand, if let's say bank came into the picture and Kashish take Ayush as a guarantor and Ayush sign up in case of default of Kashish, I'll be paying, and he sign up on the stamp paper, which is being the performance guarantee, which is considered as a performance guarantee. That means in case of default of Kashish, then Ayush has to make it good, and he's being liable for the respective performance. That is called performance guarantee, where obligations lies in case of default. Make sense? Like
सिमिलर सही हो गया ना, जो ऊपर भी हमने देखा था कि भाई
हाँ,
तो
yes,
default होगा.
yes.
Equally उसी lines पे.
But I think sir ये payment के अलावा बाकी it can be for other things as well, like obligation to do a like
yeah, for example, if you purchase any
construction
item from for example, if you purchase any item from Amazon, so they have a performance obligation to deliver it to your home or office, right? That's an employed. Same way, if you have taken any amount, so it's your performance obligation to deliver that particular product or services.
Okay. मतलब performance के लिए.
Performance के लिए मतलब I was taking an example of let's suppose construction कि कोई एक
घर बना रहे
हाँ मतलब कोई एक कंपनी है that is making gives a contract to let's
Yeah.
suppose Shapur ji Palon ji for building.
let's
ठीक
say
है
Amarpali.
हाँ अम्रपाली ठीक है and TLF guarantees कि if he Amarpali does not build it, I will complete the obligation. That is performance guarantee, I think.
Yes, yes. So only disclosure required for performance guarantee. Non-performance guarantee, no disclosure is required.
Right.
सर
Okay.
नॉन परफॉर्मेंस में तो कोई रिटर्न कंसेंट ही नहीं है ना, तो वो गारंटी कहाँ से होगी?
Yes, in a way you are right.
ओके
So wherever the person who is giving guarantee is at the end being liable for the performance of the obligation, then only you will be disclosing it. If it is non-performance obligation, then you are not required to disclose it. Right? For example, in many contracts, you sign as a witness. Right? You have signed as a witness, but you are not a guarantor.
Right.
So in
Yes,
that
sir,
case
yes,
of scenario, you are not supposed to disclose anything. Make sense?
यस सर
Yes,
गॉट
sir.
इट.
ASC 460 does not include the following guarantee because they are already being covered in different accounting standard codification, like guaranteed residual value under capital lease, which come under ASC 842. Contingent rent, that is also 842. Guarantee under insurance contract, that is covered in, what is the insurance contract standard? (944), I think. Hope you remember this one.
ये एक गारंटी जो होती है
यस सर आपने पहले दिखाया था बट यू हैवंट शेयर्ड इट. सर एक बार ये शेयर कर दो.
No, I think I have shared in the group.
Yes, I have it.
One second. Yes. So, 944. I was right. (944). And then vendor rebates guarantee based on the sales, that comes in 606. Guarantee under sales and leaseback transaction 842.
Okay.
लीज़बैक ट्रांजैक्शंस ये हमने पढ़ लिया. लीज़बैक ट्रांजैक्शन पढ़ लिया था. प्लीज पढ़ लिया.
सर एक बार वो टेबल में ना इसी के ऊपर ही पेस्ट कर दो बेटर रहेगा.
No, I'll send you. I'll send in the group. Right? Okay. So then guarantee which required disclosures only. Derivative instrument, performance of non-financial assets like telecaller support, guidance on ease of setup of the process, guarantee issued in business combination that represent contingent consideration, revision of the lease agreement, guarantee issued between parents and subsidiary, or between operation under common control, parent guarantee for subsidiary debt to third party, subsidiary guarantee of debt owned to third party by either parents or another subsidiary. So those all guarantees are required, disclosure only, not the accruals. Okay, let's do one question here. On January 1 of current year, 𝐂𝐚𝐸 company entered into a 3-year non-cancelable contract to buy up to 1 million unit of the product each year at $0.10 per unit with a minimum annual guarantee purchase of 200,000 unit. At year end, 𝐂𝐚𝐸 had only purchased 80,000 units and decided to cancel the sale of product. How much should 𝐂𝐚𝐸 report as a loss related to the purchase commitment on December 31st current year? So what is the call of the question? How much should 𝐂𝐚𝐸 report the loss related to the purchase commitment at year end? Right? What was the commitment on January 1 current year? 𝐂𝐚𝐸 entered into a 3-year non-cancelable contract to buy 1 million unit, right? And what is the price? 10 cents per unit. And minimum annual guarantee was 200,000 unit, right? So in current year, they purchased 80,000 unit. How much less unit they have purchased?
So 120.
120, right? So at the year end, Lumix had only purchased 80,000 unit and decided to cancel the product. So current year, what was the shortage?
1,20,000.
120,000. And for next 2 year, what was the shortage? 400,000. So total $520,000 was the minimum commitment, right or wrong? What is the minimum guarantee or minimum commitment? Minimum guarantee is $600,000 or 600,000 units of 10 cents each over the period of 3 years. Like simple, very simple. So they have entered into an agreement of 1 million unit, right? Out of which they said minimum they will be consuming 600,000, that is 200,000 unit each year, right? At the end of the year, they have consumed only 80,000 unit and now they want to cancel this agreement.
So obviously 6,000 or 6 lakh units होगी, 80,000 उन्होंने use करी है, तो obviously the 52.
So they have not used 5,20,000 unit. Multiply by 10 cents.
20,000 units होगी, लेकिन उसको हम 0.10 में convert करेंगे तो 52 है.
52,000. Make sense? Ayush?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Sir, लेकिन इसमें end में question में लिखा है as of December 31 of the current year. तो current year में तो sir 120 ही होगी ना फिर?
No. You need to book the losses as and when it is eligible.
So ये sir after 3 years वाला होगा ना ये तो scene?
No. Losses, like you need always, for the losses you need to be a conservative approach. As and when you foresee the losses, you need to book in the same year.
Okay. तो current year में sir वो.
Yes, you need to book in current year. That is a thumb rule for losses. Whenever you foresee the losses, it's a thumb rule, you need to book it in the current year.
क्योंकि sir cancel भी current year में हुआ था तो we have to.
Cash flow is different than losses, right?
Got it.
It may be a loss in the book, but you might be paying in 3 years or you may be paying in 5 years. Cash flow and income statement, they both are different things.
Okay.
Right? So I think we have covered this entire topic.
So इसके notes अभी भेज देंगे.
Yeah, I'll send you right away. So contingency and commitment is over. So tomorrow we can start with this new topic, which will be the derivative and hedging accounting, right? And after that, I think tomorrow we'll be able to finish that, but we'll try, if time permit, then we'll cover this foreign currency and translation. So this way, if you see, like these all topics you have covered, which I have marked in green. So almost third chapter is almost over. Second chapter is almost, you have done. Very small topic left over, like cash, trade receivable. So next week we'll finish off this cash, trade receivable, property, plant and equipment.
So sir, cash, trade receivable to 15 minutes topic, yeah?
So like ho jayega, and then PP&E. So these 3 topics we'll try to cover on Saturday, and then on Sunday we'll cover investment.
Okay.
So these 4 topics we'll be covering in next week.
Okay. सर वो मैंने ग्रुप पे नोट्स मेंशन करे थे कि कौन सी क्लास के चाहिए.
अच्छा, ठीक है. I'll take a look and do the needful.